Hello, it's Vicki with Mindful Minute, and today's reading again is from Until Today by Iyalana. I'm not even going to try. Ms. Vanzant, how about that? Okay, so this one is December 4th. I will know peace when I become teachable. There is a very simple way to create a space for peace to exist in your mind. The way is to admit what you don't know. Many of us reach the age, usually around 30, when we realize there are things we need to know that we don't know. The common first response to this realization is fear. Fear is usually followed by embarrassment and shame. When pressed to demonstrate your knowledge on an issue you have no knowledge of, you will probably lie. You will lie because you are afraid, ashamed, or embarrassed to admit that you don't know what others think you should know. Let's face it, some of us missed some basic living fundamentals. It is perfectly okay to not know something. What you don't know won't hurt you unless you try to cover up the fact that you don't know. When you do that, the lie used as cover will eat you alive. No one will think poorly of you when you don't know unless you try to convince them that you do know what you don't know. When you do that, there will be hell to pay. The hell is in your mind, the hell of living with the fear that you will be found out. You can survive the fear, shame, or embarrassment of not knowing by simply acknowledging that you don't know. If you do so with a willingness to learn, people will probably have a great deal of respect for your courage. Until today, you may have been afraid to acknowledge, admit, or accept that there are some things about life and living that you simply don't know. You may not have realized that the only way not knowing can hurt you or be used against you is when you try to hide it. Just for today, be willing to admit to yourself what you don't know. The simple act will open up your heart and mind so that you can learn what you need to know. Today, I am devoted to opening my mind to learn what I need to know. Oh boy, this is such a powerful reading. And I don't like to read every single day out of the same book. But, I read this when I was doing my readings this morning. This just is so true. And in the life I used to live, I was so ashamed of not knowing, and I have a real good way of pretending I know something and just going with it, and usually it sounds very convincing, and now when I do that, because it's almost like a knee-jerk response. When someone asks a question, I just have to give an answer, right? Now what I'll do is I'll say, well, what I think maybe. I've learned how to, what's the word? Say, well, that's just a theory. Or, I'm not really sure, but I would guess. I've changed my verbiage. But I am the first one to ask what a word means. I have learned that having people help you figure things out is the beauty of life, and then being able to help them. So when I would act like I knew everything and I didn't, well, first of all, yes, I was in constant fear that I would be found out, that I was a farce and a lie, and everything I thought or said was just so, I don't know, just trying to look good in front of everybody, because everything I did was based on a lie, and there was no true happiness. So my very existence was a lie. So lying was just kind of part of it. I had to lie because everything was a lie. So when I learned how to not be miserable on the inside, and when I was actually happy, I still had the habit of lying, and it is a habit. And I still had the habit of doing it, so I had to unlearn that skill, and I had to learn some humility of asking, what does that mean? And now it's almost, if you listen to my podcast, Telling on Ourselves, I am constantly asking what that means, and it's almost embarrassing, and especially when it comes to math. I know money. I know money. I'm okay with money, but anything else, just not the best math girl. But that's okay. That's not my skill set. And we have calculators and we have people. And people want to help you, actually. People like to share what they know. So it is a wonderful skill to have, and it has taken me a long time to come to terms with it. And I never realized that I was feeling embarrassment and shame that I didn't know certain things, and now I don't have to feel that. And 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 really, being teachable is probably the greatest gift I've ever gotten in recovery and in life, because being open to hear other perspectives and also not feeling less than because I don't know. So I encourage you to say you don't know more often. When you don't know, ask what a word means. Ask what they mean by that, because sometimes a lot of situations that occur are simply because we think someone means something else than what they actually mean. So anyhow, I hope you have a beautiful day. It is Wednesday. Yay. I love Wednesdays. I don't know why. But I'm excited for this day, and I hope that yours is wonderful. And if you want to check out my website at vickyrude.com, and if you want to sign up for coaching or any of the fun stuff, I do have a new course coming out very soon. I'm so excited about it. It's an 8-week course for self-acceptance, and we'll talk about all this stuff in it. So have a beautiful day. Again, you can subscribe, check me out, and do something fun for yourself. Say you don't know about something today and see what people have to say. It's a beautiful thing. Namaste.